Hey there, I'm Nate with Nate's Prints, and thank you for joining me on my first video. So, here's the thing. I want to make a Lord of the Rings ring for my Frodo Sauron's Bane commander for Magic the Gathering. I know what you're thinking. I'm a nerd. And you're right. I'm a goddamn nerd. But, you know, I wanted to record this little process here, and so let's get started. So you must be wondering what we're actually doing here today. So this card that I just put on screen, it has a mechanic called the ring temps. And whenever the ring tempts you, you have to choose a ring bearer for any of your creatures. And this is the card right here of how it looks. And it's pretty boring, let's be completely honest. So I went ahead, printed one out myself, and it looked great. I mean, I could just painted it gold here and, sanded it down, all that crap. But I wanted it to look really good. So today we're actually going to be electroplating it. And I had two previous attempts before I actually started recording anything. And for my conductive paint solution, I used a graphite paint that I actually made myself. This first one turned out really bad. This was my first batch of graphite paint. And you can see here, it's horrible coating, horrible, just all around bad. You can't even see any of the details really. The second one, I actually used store-bought conductive paint. And this one turned out really good. The one thing I messed up on was I didn't have a big enough bath, what I didn't figure out later till really the end of this video. And also I wound the wires too tightly, so it just didn't turn out as good as I would have wanted it to. And this third one, actually I did use my own second batch of graphite paint. This one was coated before I even started this video, and so you can't see any of the details, but when it comes to conductivity, that paint was actually extremely good, and you're going to see that here later on. I'll show you at the end of the video on how everything turns out, of course, right? So let me give a quick explanation for those of you who don't know. Electroplating is this process where you have this acid solution with metal ions inside. And when you put a DC current through a cathode, which is the negative side, and your whatever you want to plate is as your anode, the positive side, the electron flow actually pulls the ions, the metal ions, and basically glues it to whatever you're plating. And it's a lot more complicated than that. It's actually more physics than it is chemistry or electrical. It's actually an extremely interesting process that I would recommend everybody looking into. There's a lot of physics and chemistry that goes into it alongside with the electrical that really comes together to create this really cool process that's used every single day. So at first I was really confident in this, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna work out first time, all of that. And no, obviously you saw it really didn't. And I then printed another one, and then it didn't work again. So this time around I actually printed out 9, and yeah, I'm just gonna hope that it works within these 9. I'm not the smartest person, let's say. I would like to believe I'm above average, but, let's just get on with the sanding and start the process. So these are all my rings I need to sand. And, well, this one I already sanded. I don't know which one I sanded, actually, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to try to set up a vapor chamber here. It's just a little bit of acetone, and a little stringy thing I found. But I don't know if it's going to work. So, I mean, we'll see. So, that's all I'm going to do. The idea is where the acetone will vaporize, and those vapors will dissolve the outer layers of this print. They are printed out in 0.06 millimeter layers, so they're really fine already, and it's not much sanding we're having to do on each and every one of them. I'm just going to test it with that one, but we're going to set up 3 different ones. This is the one that's sanded right here, and we're going to wet sand with 1,000 up to probably 2,000 grit, and get them ready so we can electroplate. All right, I think that's enough ASMR for you guys. I'm gonna speed this up.
So I do want to apologize about the black rolling across the screen here. I can't really control that. That was just, I guess, the shutter speed of the camera, like how I'm filming, and just my lights in my garage. I mean, I have no idea how to fix that. I didn't notice that till afterwards, and I honestly don't want to refilm me standing a whole bunch. So sorry. One last thing, feel free to skip this ending. I'm just gonna put on some chill music and just have a relaxing time.
I'm gonna move this camera to a better angle. All right, that should be just about good. I don't even know which one is which now, which is what I was wanting. This sucks. My hand's cramping just from that little bit. So actually, I have some polyurethane. I'm gonna spray these in. I'm gonna spray them in polyurethane anyways. But I actually think if I could get a thick enough layer and maybe spray them like twice after it dries, then it should probably be good. I don't see why not. I'm just gonna sand the tops and bottoms of each of them to get the fucking texture off, and we'll see how that turns out. All right, so that's tops and bottoms of most of them sanded. These two are completely sanded down, and then I have one in a vapor chamber that I'm probably gonna leave for an arbitrary amount of time. I'll probably do some research right now. I have no idea, and yeah, we'll see. Well, welcome to my musty ass backyard. I'm gonna spray these down with some clear polyurethane and you know, PP, all that shit. So hopefully this coats the ones that didn't sand down good enough. I'm gonna put 2 coats down on everything. It just works out a little better that way, and should go good.
I somehow lost the audio for this part, so I'm just gonna give it to you like this. Let me take off this mask. So I'm gonna let those sit probably a couple hours before I come back into the second coat. It shouldn't take long to dry to where you can touch them. Uh, it does technically take 30 days to fully cure. I'm gonna wait about a week before I actually work with them, at least maybe 2. Now that we have that sanding done, like I explained beforehand, my ring was already painted way before I even started this project. And so these are the materials I'm going to be using for my electroplating. Here I have my power supply to run my DC voltage through the solution. Speaking of the solution, this is the solution I'm going to be using right here. It is bought from Amazon, and I'll link it in the description. FBI, YouTube, everybody watching, don't report me. This is really safe acid solution. There's nothing crazy. Don't raid me like that poor kid in California. Please don't. I don't need that in my life right now. Right here is my stir, really cheap as well, bought from Amazon. Just I'm gonna be running this on low throughout my plating. And then right here are just my giblets, my power supply for the power cables for the power supply and the stir, just my copper anodes and all my little other cables and jibbly bits. And then here's my beaker with the coffee filters I'm going to be running the solution through just to filter out any nasties in there from like past projects and all that crap. And then of course, safety always. Throughout this video I'm going to be using gloves, as you're going to see, and as well as goggles and a respirator. You always want to wear that, even if it's honestly not that bad. I run a fan in the background as well, and just want to protect your lungs, want to protect your eyes and everything else, of course. I'm a goofy boy, but I want to remain a goofy boy for a very long time to come and not lose my lungs quite yet. So let's get on with that plating. So this is my little setup right here, just with my beaker on the stir and my electrodes inside and my little power supply in the back. I have a little mess of wires, but that's something later I need to fix. And then right here is my first little checkup on it. This is after only 15 minutes. And just looking through the plating solution, it does look very good. And then picking it up right here, it actually looks extremely well. You can see that nice salmon color right there. And I don't want to leave it outside of the bath for too long, but I was really optimistic at this point. This one had been plating really well. I saw no imperfections yet. And I mean, only after 15 minutes, you can't really tell, but it plating that fast only after 15 minutes was a good sign. This little checkup here was after 30 minutes, and this one looked good too. I think about here, I saw a little bit of depositing, which wasn't too great, but I was hopeful that it wasn't going to be that bad. Um, and here you go if you guys want to see a little closer. And it does look really good in my opinion. This one, in terms of full coating, was my best run. Again, you can see that there's no detail of that ring, but honestly, really good and not bad for a third really quick attempt.
So I've had this going for a couple of hours now, and it should be good. Turned out all right. Had some like sandy texture on it, which is might be due to my current, but I'm not too sure. So I'm just gonna give a quick stop to all of this. Turn off the output. Turn off the stirring, and I have a just some distilled water with a little bit of baking soda right here, just to diffuse the acid really quick. So I'm just gonna give that a quick dump. So just let that sit in there for a little bit and just kind of stir that around. But this shit's done. I mean, little project has been fun. Eventually, my goal is to gold plate jewelry. Maybe make a little quick buck off of that, you know. poor college student. But you can see it, kind of just the sediment, all the acid in there, kind of just coming down. I'm not a chemist or anything, but I mean, it's pretty cool. A little stuff. Just got a towel right here. I'm just gonna put this down. Um, as long as I don't have any really um, particles coming off on it, it should be fine. It's still a little soft right now, but nothing crazy. Probably just gonna cut this wire off. It's nothing special, nothing expensive, so I don't mind cutting it. And then we'll see. I'm gonna pat this down. Move this stuff out of the way. Pat this down, unwrap this, and then see where I go from here. So far, not sure if this is gonna focus, but so far this is my best outcome. Inside, it kind of, I'm not sure if you see that. The some areas deposited a little differently than others, and I'm gonna have to figure out why that is. I'm fairly new to this. This is my third attempt, really only second successful attempt. Um, but it's pretty fun.
So this is the final result here, and it actually turned out pretty cool. I thought the little bumps on it were kind of cool. The really interesting thing I noticed was you can't see it in this picture I took right here, but on one of the sides, the little nodes of depositing actually lined up with the lines of flux of the magnetic field of the wire that I had on it, and I thought that was really cool. Just little nerd thing right there, and it's but I'm gonna change some other stuff in my next video so I can actually get a good clean finish on here. And right here is the final product. This is after sanding it and not completely polishing it. There's no really point in completely polishing it. But next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bigger tub, bigger bath. And after consulting some other people, that might have been where I went wrong. Just the anode's way too close to the actual uh, ring that I'm plating here. But overall, this turned out really good. The coverage was absolutely great on there. And one other thing I'm also going to change is the amperage and the voltage on there. Just turn it way down, run it for a little longer. I mean, there's no really point in not running it for longer. And for sure, next video, you guys are going to see a finished product and get this down really good.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. Please consider leaving a like, comment, and maybe subscribing, especially if I forced you to watch this video. You better do it. But really, thank you. If you guys like this, please let me know. I do want to make more videos in the future. Even if no one really likes it, I mean, this is a little bit fun. It's kind of a new little project for me. And obviously, I didn't finish this one, but I'm going to make this a little series. I'll make all my other little projects probably series. I don't have time to do long form content. I go to school full time and I work almost full time. So, you know, I mean, it's fun, but this is like a little side project I'm doing, but I'll dedicate a little bit more time if people really like it. But thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.